newsroom. Welcome. My name is Kyle, and today we are going to be doing for the 2021 year in review. I hope you guys enjoy for all these headlines at this event. I'm probably sure you're going to take around here until New Year's Eve. So let's begin on the 2021 for the first topic. So let's see how it goes. So the first up, we have Wang Yi learns 2020 deployment difficulties before loading the line as he's sitting down doing for the interview, because he recently sat down with CGTN in a year-end interview during which he shared his view on the international situation and China's deployment work in 2020. Now, moving on to the next one, what we have the breaking news, who it will be watching for the protesters battle the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. Well, it is reportedly for the United States Capitol as Trump supporters storms the building as they follow in rear gear. One is yelling, chatter, and the police, but some sort of tear gas or pepper spray has been fired. As we know about this, who will be going to learn the stories about the aftermath of protests and protesters who defeated by Trump supporters, and it has been covering yesterday from the United States Capitol. It might be dangerous for the U.S. Capitol. You got to get this away. So the next one that we have, Wang Yi hears the 4 important consequences reached with Tanzania. It might be here from CGTN. So Wang Yi on Friday hailed the 4 important consequences China has just reached with Tanzania during a joint press conference with his Tanzanian counterpart. I'm quite sure what's his name. This might be a full name or so on. But anyway, let's go on for the next. This is what we have that you always remember this. Veteran Cantonese opera singer and prolific TVB actress Lee Her-kam has been already passed away from last time of the Monday at her age of 88. You are interested with her, right? So you probably Lee Her-kam that she's a really talentable. You love to see about Lee Her-kam. So let's go on for the next one. Now, this is what they got for Donald Trump impeachment over incitement of insurrection, and what that has here according to Rocks. House Democratic introduced an article of impeachment against President Donald Trump, but we say about former President Donald Trump, which accused him of incitement of insurrection for his role in fomenting the deadly occupation of the Capitol by violence pro-Trump actor on January 6. As we know about this one, hopefully former U.S. President Donald Trump impeachment may define the future of a divided Republican Party. It has been according to the NBC News. So it has been always stands on the bank of the historic decision on Wednesday when the House votes to impeach the president, punish the protests of president whose supporters led a deadly mob to overrun the U.S. Capitol in the push to overturn his election defeat. As you know about this, North Korea held military parade to celebrate closing of the 8th Workers' Party of Korea. As you may know on Bloomberg, North Korea held its second major military parade in the 3rd month to mark a rare party meeting showing off nuclear advances, including on new submarine launches beside missile as Donald Trump leaves office. I'm totally that's about for the long time of the CNN. What there has for the legendary talk show host Larry King has been already died at his age of 87. So who become an icon through his interview with countless newsmaker and his satirical sensibilities has died. He was 87. He was doing by Larry King Live. What we have here about Hong Kong government seals off for the first district of Yau Ma Tei from 7 in the evening. And that's about here what that has for the Hong Kong Free Press. Hong Kong authorities seal off a residential block in Yau Ma Tei between Pitt Street and Tong On Street on Tuesday evening to conduct COVID-19 tests. It is the second time such measures were imposed within a week in the district, although no notice was given during Tuesday's operation. Okay, so the next one, where we have Xi Jinping listens to Carrie Lam's report to support the SARS fight against the epidemic. Now, you probably sure what that has for President Xi Jinping. On Wednesday, we reassured Chief Executive of the Hong Kong Special Achievement Region, Carrie Lam, of the central government's support in its fight against COVID-19 and its efforts to safeguard national security. Also, we have Hong Kong government will seal off the first restriction of North Point from 7 p.m. This week do the same as we have the Yamate, hopefully short on. You can get this part of South China Morning Post. Let's check the next one. For this part, Davos Agenda 2021. Davos Agenda 2021 has the status of no in-person attendance by World Economic Forum. Oh yeah, by the way, Loretta just arrived here. She might be late. So let's get back to the 2021 year review. So this is what Aung San Suu Kyi was detained by the Myanmar military. What that has here, it just according to on NBC News. So she is the leader of Myanmar citizens government urged people across the country to opposite military coups in which the army took control of the country on Monday. So let's give you guys. I'm gonna see what's the next one. This one, it has 100-year-old has raised 33 million pounds for the NHS and had his daughter by his bedside in hospital. You hopefully wondering about 100-year-old Captain Sir Tom Moore. And actually no for it. So he who been already raised almost until like 33 million pounds for NHS charities, was taken to Bedford Hospital after requiring help with his briefing on Sunday. What we have for next, this is what Liu Huining delivers a speech for the Chinese New Year cloud cocktail party. As we know about for the Chinese news, February 5th, according to the official WeChat news of the Hong Kong Liaison Office, on February 5th, the Hong Kong Liaison Office held in 2021 Chinese New Year cloud cocktail party. And of course, already talked about for the sports events for the Super Bowl LV on those television events. And let's go for the next article. Now, what that has here about Xi Jinping hosts the China CEEC Leader Summit. What that says for CGTN, the 9th summit between China and Central and Eastern European countries, which starts beginning for the CEEC, originally scheduled for the first half of 2020, was postponed due to the COVID-19 outbreak, but the cooperation between the two sides has not stopped. Also, we have the National Parliamentary Evaluation Summary and Commendation Conference was held in Beijing. What that says on CGTN, Xi Jinping announced China's eradication of the extreme property at a national commemoration conference held in Beijing on Tuesday. So you always remember that you've been watching about the 78th Golden Globes Award is on NBC television event with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. Anyway, let's go for the next. As we know, for opening of the 13th CPC Standing Committee of the 15th meeting, once we have more here on CGTN, it asks about here the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, China Top's political advisory body, will hold a press conference on Wednesday, one day ahead of the opening of its annual session. Okay, so we talk about here for the Hong Kong actor and G. Mantan, that's at the age of 70. This might be for latest pop culture, the legendary Hong Kong actor. He was the best known for co-starring alongside King of the Comedy, Stephen Chow Sing Chi, in many popular films. And she made really interesting. Now, also have the National 2 section hold the second ministerial passages. As you know, for the minister meet the media and take question after China's national legislature, the National People's Congress holds a second parliamentary meeting. So also that we have on CBS television event that it has for the 63rd Grammy Awards, doing for the self-quarantine, like we already know about the postpone, which might be nominated and the winner. I already understand about in Taiwan has for the COVID-19 test positive, all those countries in Taipei, you know, getting into for Pfizer, Moderna, even Johnson & Johnson, just in paying for the vaccine that that you always learn about the test positive of COVID-19 in Taiwan. So let's go for the next article. And what we have with the China-US high-level meeting in Alaska. What that says, senior Chinese deployment reiterated mutual respect, sincerity, and frankness in addressing relations with the U.S. as the two-day high-level strategist dialogue started in Anchorage, Alaska on Thursday. And about 2 times, Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam just gave herself for the COVID-19 vaccine, for the flu shot. She already did for the 2 times in Hong Kong. So let's go for the next article. As you can see about these record of Cui Tiankai's interview with CNN, on CNN, China's goal is not to replace the United States as the world's leading country, the Chinese ambassador to the US said Thursday. Okay, so this is what for the Suez Canal trap cargo transport long give number float. As you know, for the Associated Press, so Reg term on teams on Monday freed a coastal container ship stuck for nearly a week in the Suez Canal, ending a crisis that had clogged one of the world's most vital waterways and halted billions of dollars a day in maritime commerce. Okay, so let's talk about for the Hong Kong. Lui Kai-chi has been already passed away at the age of 66. So, veteran actor and 2-time Hong Kong Film Awards winner Lui Kai-chi died on Sunday night at the age of 66 after the short illness. So, he had reportedly been battling stomach cancer for the past couple of months, died at the Prince of Wales Hospital. It was in Sha Tin at 8:32 in the evening. And I just already did for the 2 doses of the COVID-19 vaccines for 2 times. And I did for the boosters for so on. I don't want to feel like queasy. As you know, for the breaking news, for the Hualien train, the derailment increased to 50 deaths. This news article will be disturbing images. This might be at least 51 people were killed and dozens more injured when a train derailed while particularly inside a tunnel in Taiwan on Friday. The train is believed to have collided with a truck that had slid off a road from a nearby construction site. What that has with a Wang Yi confirms ASEAN walk in the first parallel lines of anti-cooperation. He was on Sunday urged the United States to truly respect China's core interests. So he just already made a remark to respond for the media query about Chinese-US relations after the meeting with his counterpart from Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and at the Republic of Korea in China's Fujian province. As you can see about the Iran nuclear deals, the parties returned the US to discuss agreement. What that has, according to the New York Times, the United States and Iran agreed to intermediaries on Tuesday to establish 2 working groups to try to get both countries back into compliance with the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. You already remember this about the Prince Philip dies at the age of 99. This is what the tributes are paid from around the world to the Queen's beloved husband of 73 years, the longest serving consort in British history. Probably sure about a statement issued by a palace just after midday spoke of the Queen's deep sorrow following his death at Windsor Castle on Friday morning. This is what the Japan formally decided Fukushima nuclear missile wedge in the sea. It's about here any release of treated water into the Pacific will be done in small quantities each time and carried out over a period of about 30 years. As you tell about here, according to the government, formally authorized a plan on Tuesday to release treated radioactive water stored at the Fukushima #1 nuclear plant into the sea and announced a sweeping range of steps to address mounting worries over reputational damage to local fishery and food. This is why the Xi Jinping attends the enrollment ceremony of 3 naval vessels. It is about Xi Jinping. It has been also General Secretary on Communist Party of China Central Committee and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, has attended the commission ceremony of 3 naval vessels. That was in here, the Changzhou 18, the Dalian, and the Hainan. It was on ABC for the television special event that you always remember that you been watching about for the 93rd Academy Award, has been already scheduled from April instead of February. So let me move on for the next. Now, what we have for the celebration of Poland's 230th Constitution Day, as you may know, for the president stressed that they understand and support the prosperity aspiration of all the nations of our religion with whom our nation share a common historical fate, and who today wish to enjoy the benefit of freedom and democracy, courageously demanding that their rights be respected. This is why for the G7 meeting continues to discuss vaccine distribution issues. According to Sky News, India's minister and officials are now safe isolating and will take part in the G7 COVID secure talks virtually. So the next part, what we have for the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced new baby girl. That you always remember that. You probably know the Queen is delighted after the Duke and Duchess of Sussex announced the birth of the second child, Lily Diana Mountbatten Windsor. They get this pile of that. Let's see what comes next. So let me see what comes next. This one, it has the CCP and One Country, Two System theme forum held in Hong Kong. Beijing top representative in Hong Kong has, for the first time, described in unequal terms the Communist Party as the actualist leader and defender of the One Country, Two System governing principle, slamming those calling for an end to its rule as the real economy of the city. This is what 3 astronauts from the Shenzhou 12 mission made collective appearances, hopefully waving their hands. China will launch its Shenzhou 12 spacecraft carrying astronaut. That was see for the 3 names so that Le Haishan, Le Bomin, and Tang Hongbo at 9:22 in the morning on Thursday. The China Manned Space Energizing Office announced on Wednesday. This one is the National Aerospace Scientist visit Hong Kong Poly U. As you know, for the 3 of China's top national aerospace scientists on Thursday afternoon held a sharing section with colleges from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University as part of their exchange tour in Hong Kong. Of course, there's about here for the 48th Daytime Emmy Awards, going down for the home self-quarantines. So we're going to do that for the Primetime Emmy Award for later. There is about here for the 74th Venice Film Festival. In this poster, they obviously is about the picture of Spike Lee. As we go on here for next, what we could do for it, I'm going to see what's going to be afterward. After rescheduling for this postpone about the Tokyo Summer Olympics, during for the last 2020 for the COVID-19, those tests positive, just we said about the postpone that has been already scheduled in 2021. Hopefully there is about the summer Olympic Games in 2020 in Tokyo. That's in Japan. Hopefully later that day for next year, we're going to do about here for the Winter Olympic Games 2022 in Beijing to stick around for that. Now you can get these right through that you learn for the Taliban takes over Kabul military and government agency. So the Taliban sweep into Afghanistan's capital Sunday after the government collapsed and the end battle president joined in and endorsed of his fellow citizen and foreigners, signaling the end of a costly 2-decade U.S. campaign to remark the country. For this charity about the Stand Up to Cancer 2021, hosts Ken Jeong, Tran Ho, Anthony Anderson, and Sofia Vergara are joined by a cast of co-hosts as musicians perform on behalf on Stand Up to Cancer to raise funds in support of cancer research and the development of new treatment opinions. In Italy, that you always remember about the festive for the 78th Venice Film Festival, for the, like you say about in Italy, cinema, wherever you call this. So let's get for the next article. And you guys already know about the come to HK to employment, the first day visitors are smooth. You know about for the mainland China, travelers have rushed to take advantage of the long delay system allowing quarantine-free entry into Hong Kong, with at least 1,000 applying in the first hour after the booking system went live, according to a government spokesman. It was after for the Daytime Emmy Awards. That is about for the 73rd Primetime Emmy Awards that came here in Los Angeles. It was on CBS television events that you always know about for the 100th anniversary of 1911 Revolution. This 20 awards has been already returned back for Broadway. It was after the postpones, that they get the show live. For here, it was on CBS also for that. Now, this is one for the German election. Social Democratic Party narrowly beats the Colorless Party. It was about Germany's Social Democrats secure a narrow victory in the country's national elections by edging out outgoing Chancellor Angela Merkel's conservative coalition, a result that hands the center-right bloc its first electoral defeat since 2005. Also, we got for the Japan experts, the LDP presidential election is unpredictable. The election to replace LDP President Yoshihide Suga, the departing prime minister, is set for Wednesday when the Liberal Democratic Party's diet members will vote, and the ballots of rank and file members as well as members of athletics group will be counted. So this is the Hualien vaccine hotel collapsed suddenly, probably got almost damaged. Really disaster. A 6-story building collapsed onto a road in Hualien City during demolition work this afternoon, and rescue crews and searching for possible casualties. Also, we got for the HKSAR government holds flag raising ceremony to celebrate National Day. Hong Kong is finally on the right track, the city's leader has said, marking National Day with a promise to improve the economic and people's livelihood now that political power is firmly in the hands of those deemed patriotic by Beijing. After the Japan election, what that says for the Fumio Kishida elected as Japan's new prime minister. So he was elected Japan's prime minister in a dying vote Monday and will be tasked with quickly tackling the pandemic and other domestic and global challenges and leading a national election within weeks. So you remember about the Blue Origin launch site with William Shatner fly up to space. It could be, just we did the same as the Shenzhou 12. So we're going to go on for the next part of the Shenzhou 13. For the Shenzhou 13 plans to launch in the early morning of the 16th, This is one for the 3 Chinese astronauts, or astronauts, Zhai Zhigang, Wang Yaping, and Yang Guangfu will head into the core module of China's space station at 12:23 at midnight at Beijing times on October 16th. That you always remember that, which is about for the 4th day in the afternoon GMT on October 15th. China Manned Space Agency announced on Thursday during a press briefing. As we know about the Colin Powell dies from COVID-19, Secretary of State Colin Powell has died at the age of 84 of COVID-19 complication. His family said on Facebook, Powell, the first Black Secretary of State, had been fully vaccinated according to his family. What about this one? Li Keqiang calls for stepping up to promote RCEP to take efforts as soon as possible. I already know about Li Keqiang has said that the regional comprehensive economic partnership will reach a threshold of entry into force soon, and countries need to hasten work for it to take effect as early as possible. You remember this about Joe Biden and Emmanuel Macron met for the first time after submarine crisis. Submarine, like I say about submarine. U.S. President Joe Biden told France Emmanuel Macron that the U.S. was clumsy over a security pact signed between the UK, US, and Australia that lost France billion. Now, this is what for the 4th China International Import Expo opens on Thursday. That you always remember that. Chinese President Xi Jinping will deliver a keynote speech via video link at the opening ceremony of the 4th China International Import Expo in the Hongqiao International Economic Forum in Shanghai on Thursday. This is the 20th anniversary of China's WTO section exhibition held in Shanghai. That is about this exhibition is ongoing during the 4th China International Expos and Import Expos in Shanghai. That you did the same for one. I'm going to move on for next. So this is the 6th plenary section of the 19th CPC Central Committee was held in Beijing. The 19th Central Committee of the Communist Party of China started its 6th plenary section in Beijing on Monday. That's about Xi Jinping announced for more of the CPC Central Committee. Now, this is why for the National Olympic delegation arrives in Hong Kong for a 3-day event. You always remember that you learned this for the Tokyo Summer Olympics. That is about for the postponed 2020, has been already rescheduled in 2021. As you know, from the table tennis legend Ma Long said, China's Olympic stars were keen to put on an entertaining show for their Hong Kong fans despite COVID-19 restriction and this year's trip being delayed by around 3 months. Just got a few more articles so we get almost finished with that. What we have the countdown to Taiwan referendum as turnout rate affects results. So it is about all voters across Taiwan will cast their ballots in 4 sites on Saturday that could have a major impact on the country's energy and trade policy and are being seen as into a test for the ruling Democratic Progressive Party. Over here, after the Taiwan referendums, this is with the Hong Kong LegCo election sweeps on record low turnout. The first Legislative Council election in Hong Kong following Beijing's patriotic-only overhaul of the political system ended with a record low turnout of only 30.2% on Sunday. And that's it. You have a finished 2021 year in review.
Yeah.
So Loretta, what do you think it is?
Good.
Very good. Okay, so to that, I hope you guys enjoy for the 2021. Hopefully, that's going to be for coming up for the 2022. So I will see you on 2022.
Okay.
Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Okay, bye.